Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I have a special, awesome guest, and she is a student in one of our programs. Her name is Sherry. We're going to go over how she was crippled with fear and gaining weight every year, numbing out with booze, man, just terrified to be seen from being overweight, to finally coming back to herself. And we're going to go over like what she found out, what her breakthroughs were, what she did to get to those breakthroughs, because she told me, she said, Casey, I've been listening and I was too scared last year to book a call. It took me a year to calibrate. I just kept listening to your stuff. And finally, I found the courage to book. And now here we are. This is it. I've got a free training, CaseyShip.com/register. Be sure to grab that and then join my free Facebook group and just reach out. Struggle is not required. So hit me up, CaseyShip.com/register. Talk to you soon. So thank you, Sherry, for coming on today.
You're welcome. I'm so glad to be here, Casey. I just love you. I love everything that you do. And I've been following you for a couple of years, but in the past year, it really was listening to you that gave me the courage and just that positive mindset and taking your courses, but listening to you over and over and having you be the voice in my head rather than the shit talking that I was doing to myself, be the voice in my head. So I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Hey, I love it. I do what I do, man. I am always shocked when women say they're still here. I'm like, you still like me after even because I'll go off. I'll have those bad days, man, where I'm just fucking going off. But I like y'all. Thank you for hanging in there. So you got a 4-year-old daughter. So tell us about you. Like, what do you do for work? So these women can they relate to you? Tell us a little bit about your.
So I'm a board certified nurse practitioner. I work at an aesthetic medical spa. I've been a nurse practitioner for 6 years. I make a 6-figure income. I've always been very motivated. I've always been somebody who has achieved a lot. So it's been hard to be that person that hides or that's fearful of things, since I've always been that person that is just a driver. And I kind of shoved that person away. I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. And after my 8-year-old, I started to sense that I was either having a little depression or I was having a little harder time, but was somehow able to make my way through life and still kind of be a driver. But it wasn't until after my daughter that 2 kids, and I think as moms, we sometimes feel invisible. We feel like we're just moms and that's it. And we have nothing more. I was going to work, being a mom, and it almost was like I lost my sense of value. And I didn't put a lot of money or time into myself because I'm just a mom and who's really looking at me. And it all stems from there, which again, another fucking lie, because we're all, it's just another lie that I'm telling myself. So I worked through after my daughter and just kept gaining weight that I kept eating. And of course, I'm somebody who I immediately go to vodka or wine like half the other moms, but I was doing it in excess and binging all the time. And there were days and weeks where I would just numb out the pain. I would just numb out any of bullshit in my head because it didn't matter. And to me,
so alone, probably.
Yeah. You feel so alone. And, being a mom can be one of the loneliest jobs because you are always taking care of other people and you're wanting them to thrive. Well, what about yourself? And I came to that realization, especially over the past 4 weeks. It had been there, but I came to that realization that I matter too. I fucking matter. And I have a lot of things to share with people. And I have some valuable gifts. And if I don't get my shit straight, my kids are going to see a mom that is hiding, that is heavy, and that is miserable. And that's not a way to live. And I want to be a good example for them. So I knew I had to do something different. And honestly, just listening to free money codes, listening to some of your free podcasts, that's where my life started to change. That's where there were some triggers in my mind that you had hit on some really key points, especially with money and weight. And I was like, oh, okay, this is where I'm seeing some problems here, and journaling about it. using all your suggestions from money codes, from Resilient AF, just diving deeper into it was really helpful for me. It changed a switch in my mind saying, you know what, you matter. And if you don't get your shit together, your kids are not going to have their shit together. And they matter more than anything. So
even if we think, I know there's moms out there that send that martyr complex and they're like, but you don't, I mean, I make sure my kids I do everything for them. Right. And you don't need it yourself. That's emotional neglect because you can't give what you don't have. You're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
So, and I don't say that to guilt and I don't say that to shame. That is like just real fucking talk 100 because I am you are a product of emotional neglect or else we wouldn't be addicted to numbing the pain.
Yes.
Not running away from it or drinking. I have done all the shit and I still get scared. It's not like I want all the women to know that, it's not like being scared is bad and that you're never going to get scared again. Absolutely not. Being courageous, being a hot mom, being a badass motherfucker is like realizing you are the darkness and you're not scared of it because it's a fleeting emotion, just like happy, sad, pissed. Like it's doesn't mean shit about you. It's like, okay, well, if there's something there, great. I am human. This is human experience, fully accepting ourselves. And there's just that compassion coming in that heals everything.
Yeah. And I think an important thing that I learned recently, and this was just in the past few days, in the mastermind group, somebody had made a comment and had said, I fell off the wagon. I feel like this, I'm spiraling, I'm doing this. And I'm like, this is called Hot Mom's lifestyle, not Hot Moms get hot in a week. That's
a fucking challenge. This is not
no, this isn't hot body. Yes, there's a hot body challenge, but this is not Hot Moms. You're going to have a diet plan and you're going to do good in 2 weeks. That's just not how that shit works. Like it took a little bit for me to go, this is a whole year. This is a lifetime. And if you fall off, it's just as important that you learn the tools to get back on as how you fell off. You need to know why you fell off.
There you go. Because you can take action. Because I always say this, guarantee you, everybody listening and you, we have fucked up. Like I just recently fucked up my business last month. And guess what? I realized why it happened. And now I can pivot and never make that mistake again. Everything we've been through that's shitty, guarantee you we're not in the same situation again.
Right.
So
exactly.
we learn unless we don't learn, we stay in that trauma cycle because that's what we think we deserve. But you got to kind of wake up. You know what I'm saying? So you got 2 kiddos, 8 and 4. Are you married?
I am married.
The NP gig, working where you do, I mean, how many hours would you work a week?
I work between 32 and now 32 and like 50. So 32 at my NP gig, and I do some consulting on the side. And part of that I had started last year for family practice consulting. And I think I've just built courage. It was kind of smoldering and now the fire is lit. After I did some money codes, it was like, either you get in it and be a badass or get the fuck out. And just manifesting money and how that works and why it works and how it worked for me this past year. I didn't realize I was manifesting the way I was. It possibly could have multiplied it even more. But listening to this, you had given suggestions. And finally, I was like, I'm the most skeptical person, but I was like, fuck it. I got to go all in mastermind because I'm not going to fuck around anymore. Like it's stupid to just be half-assing shit. So
I love when women decide. When women decide, it is so amazing. I love witnessing.
It's just like get shit or get off the pot. You're either going to be a badass or just sit in the corner. And I wasn't going to be sitting in the corner anymore.
How was that fear manifesting though? Because I'm trying to connect with women. Because see, a lot of women, they're not emotionally intelligent. They're like, well, I'm not scared. Meanwhile, they're worried about spending money. They don't have enough time. They can't stay on a diet. Like they don't consider that as fear. How was that showing up for you with your weight?
I have gained a lot of weight since I had my daughter. She is 4. And I gained at least 30 pounds after her, had some type 2 diabetes with her. And then after that, kept putting on the weight. But the more weight I put on, the more afraid I was to leave the house, the more afraid I was to be seen, the more afraid I was to do anything, because it was like I was using this as a shield to not be seen. And to not be heard from. And more I weighed and the more weight loss things that I tried and was unsuccessful with, the more I was like, see, you couldn't do it. And these are fucking lies I told myself. I just lied to myself. all the time. And I was like, why were you fucking lying to yourself all the time? For what purpose? It was hard to recognize that in myself, that I was just fucking telling myself bullshit lies all the time to get from one day to the next. And I had to realize you need to get real. Like, this is not going away. And you don't need to, just because you have a bad day doesn't mean that you wreck the whole week.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you're a failure. It means that you had a bad day. So if you ate the wrong things or whatever, and I will be honest with you, I go straight to the bottle. I go straight to vodka, wine, whatever. And I'm not talking like a shot. I'm talking 5-6 shots and just get shit faced. Mostly because I just wanted all of it to go away.
It's so scary.
Yeah, it's so scary. And deep down, I knew I was doing it to myself, but I also was like, shit's not working anyway. So what's another day? And you can tell yourself that every single fucking day of your life.
That's depression. Everybody, they sit there and go, oh, Casey, it's not that. I'm like, dude, I've been there. Alcohol is it's like swimming in a fucking ocean of depression. And you think you get,
Yep.
I get it. In a few words, what would you say you were struggling with the most when you first, found us?
I think I was crippled with fear. Honestly, I was crippled with a little bit of anxiety, but mostly fear with life, everything. It's so hard to describe because I was so crippled with fear last year. I had booked a call with Nicole and I was so crippled with fear. I was like afraid of money, afraid of making decisions, afraid of everything that I couldn't even join. And I had to get some shit straight in my life and keep listening to your podcast. I had to keep listening. And finally, I just got courage. And I feel like I'm starting to get myself back again because I don't know where in translation of being a mom, I lost the courage and started to become afraid of money decisions and everything. And I think that translates with weight as well. So I'm still like, I'm only about 4 or 5 weeks into Hot Moms Mastermind, but it's helped so much. And my husband can tell a difference. I think everyone can tell a difference because I'm becoming a badass again, like I used to be.
Yeah, totally. What would you describe your first breakthrough as? Like, and how soon after you enrolled was your breakthrough? Because we get a lot of women that are scared to take action. And I'm like, listen, you will literally shift within 24 hours of pressing submit if you'll just get in and do this. And here's what Sherry said. My first small breakthrough was listening to Money Code's free training 4 weeks ago. That's when I realized I was just lying to myself and enrolled into the program. Nicole, one of our strategy coaches, gave her the grace because she tried to enroll last year, but was too chicken shit. That's her words. That's not mine. Okay.
True.
She said, fast forward a month, a lot of breakthroughs lately. Number one, I don't need to push myself in the gym for hours to get results. The workouts are working. I don't need to punish myself after eating by going to the gym. Number 3, I don't need to punish myself by eating because I need to lose pounds. Number 4, the abusive shit I used to tell myself are all fucking lies and I'm just not doing it anymore. Clearing that shit out. And number 5, sticking to the motherfucking macros and you'll lose without starving or overeating or undereating. Bitch, go get a cocktail and work that shit into the plan. Listening to you, Casey Shipp, has drowned out the noise around me and I'm on a plan and I'm not, and I don't need anything that doesn't serve me. And I'm so grateful. So that's a pretty powerful shit.
I was crying when I did that. I had tears at the end because I just had so many breakthroughs and it mostly was about the lies I was telling myself and the abuse that I think all women endure. We shit talk ourselves far too much and we tell ourselves lies far too much and it's just simply not true. So to go deeper into yourself and say, what's really true here? Like, are you obese? Are you morbidly obese? Are you just a little overweight? Are you 1 or 2 pounds overweight? Or is what you're telling me true or not? And so I had to really look at myself. And yes, I am overweight, but so many good things have happened and so many shifts have happened that it has made it to me. I was like, why was I so mean to myself? And I had to stop that shit right away. Y'all got to stop being mean to yourself. You have to give yourself grace. You have to be kind. You do need to be real, but you do need to be kind because I think you can get there in a loving way. You can get there in a healthy way. You don't have to be mean to yourself. You don't have to go to the gym and punish yourself for an hour because you ate carbs. It's not a thing anymore. That's some 2000 shit. Like it's 2022, right? So we're a little bit we're better people than that now. At least I hope. So
we're not so emotional. We're not like, you
yeah.
know, but it requires emotional intelligence and then learning like it. And she's 4 weeks in, understanding, because we have a course that goes over like why we talk to ourselves like that and how to clear at the core. And it's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's all unicorns. Like, it's pretty heavy. You said you were terrified, and I was like, well, we can't say scared, because women out there are not emotionally intelligent. Not that you're stupid. It's just fuck. I was once the same way. Like, if we say you're scared, they're gonna be in that antagonistic energy and be like, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. So how did being scared manifest? You said it was like not enough time, not enough money. You were overweight. When you say you were scared, what problem, how was that showing up for you to say, hey, I need some help?
So I just started to withdraw a lot more from other people, withdraw from life events, even though I could feel I was going through the motions. I would still go and do events. I would still go hang out with my friends, but I would literally just drink through them. I didn't want to have the deep, meaningful conversations. I didn't want to make new friends. I really just, everything was surface for me. And I have a very supportive husband. I would be lying if I said that we didn't have our own problems. We have our own problems, but for the most part, he's a great person, a great dad, and he's always been there for me. And he has never, and he's of course like long, lean, and handsome, tall, dark, and handsome. And part of me, that fear too was I know he'd never leave me, but I also was a little bit worried. He's very good looking, and I was getting a little bit afraid of that, but he was so supportive of me. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to hide in a corner. And a part of it was, I felt ashamed. I felt really ashamed that I could let myself go the way that I had and not recognize it or not have the tools to do it. And it isn't that I didn't try other things. I tried doing programs where I was eating 500 calories and doing an hour of cardio a day. Well, yeah, that shit works, but guess what? It only works for the time you're doing it, and then you gain all the weight back. So gained all that weight back. Tried a couple of different macro coaches that were like, nope, we're just going to keep lowering your carbs and we'll get you to 1,400 calories, 1,300 calories, 1,200 calories. And yeah, did that work? Yeah, but it fucked up my metabolism so bad. So and here, and then you fail, and then you wonder why the fuck you're failing when you're following people who are supposed to know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't. I just feel like there were so many ways to fail, and there's so much bad information out there that women don't know what way to go. And not that other programs couldn't be good. I think you have to have it within yourself to see the program for what it is and know like this is going to get you quick results, but it is not long term. So you're going to have to figure out how to get the long term.
It's like quick. Do you want quick money? Like lottery ticket winning? That's why they lose it all, because they're not a vibrational match for that.
Yeah. So none of those things worked. I mean, I can't tell you how many stupid programs that are out there that don't work. And most of them require starving. Most of them require cutting your calories so much that you are starving at the end of the day. And you can't drink alcohol, and there's so many things you can't do. I mean, I still want to be able to have a cocktail once in a while responsibly, like I like to. I still like to have vodka. I still like to go with my friends.
Go to Disney.
Yeah. Other programs don't really allow for that. It's all or none. And life is not all or none. Life is not sustainable that way. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to recognize it for what it is. And you have to find something that works for you. And I didn't realize either, Casey, as an aside, I didn't realize how much freaking cardio I'm doing lifting weights. So you say, you were like, there's no cardio. And that's true. But I'm also like in the gym, I'm like, my heart rate's up, I'm sweating. So in that 30 to 40 minutes that I'm powering through weights and resting, I feel like I'm doing a HIIT workout and doing amazing. And my body, my legs are tight, my butt is tight, my arms are tight, my abs are getting tighter, my pants and clothes fit. I said, fuck off to the scale because it moved 5 pounds, and it's not the only way. And 5 pounds in 6 weeks is not bad considering how much muscle I'm gaining. I just had to let go of some of the lies. Like, who fucking cares what that says?
Why did you choose our program versus just going to a psychotherapist or another macro coach?
Since I had been following you, I feel like, Casey, you're the only real coach that tells it like it is. And I wanted something that was going to be sustainable and something that I could relate to, that was going to be more than just fix your diet and then you'll lose weight. That's not how that works. And just listening to you explain why money overlaps with weight, or why all of these things encompass all together, is why you have a weight problem. It isn't that I necessarily have a weight problem. I have a self-esteem problem. I have a money problem. I have I'm not as resilient as I could be. There's a list of things. The weight is a symptom of the problems that I have that are deep. So with
fire. He is dropping fire. Keep going.
So with those symptoms, like, you have a prescription for that. You have so many programs and so many opportunities to dive in deep into specific things that might be ailing us. And you go through a program and you're like, I just cleared all that shit out. Another couple pounds comes off. I just cleared that shit out. Another couple pounds comes off. So it's weight loss in a different way, but it's also still, you're teaching about health. You're teaching about how do you manage food? How do you manage the cocktails? You don't go to the gym and spend an hour. Spend your 30 to 40 minutes. Do your weightlifting. You're going to get your cardio with it. You're going to get all the things that you need. And I've never felt better. I've never felt more healthy, more strong than lifting heavy weights.
Was there anything in particular about our program that really helped you, and how was it effective? Like, what's that one thing? Because women are like, just what's the one thing?
You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to do other things. But no, you need to just stay on track or come back to it. And you're going to want to quit, but you need to keep going and revisiting. And it made me feel like, I know I'm not the only person out there that wants to quit sometimes, but you don't need to feel like that, because getting back on is just as important. So you want to really focus on this as being a long-term thing. And I think taking the pressure off too, knowing that this is a lifestyle, this is not an 8-week program or a 3-month program. And holy shit, I only have 3 months to change my life and whatever. No, this is forever. And that really resonated with me, because I need that support forever. I need to see other badass bitches killing it so that I level up. I think it's just the one thing is listening to the things that you say over and over again. It's Casey's that little voice in my head that keeps me on the right track. If I'm having a bad day, or if I think I'm going to get off track, I pull out one of the videos. I don't care which one it is. I get some of that inspiration and I go on, and it's been life-changing. But you can't get that with other programs. No one is that voice in your head. And a lot of it is, until I get strong enough to be my own voice in my head, I have to have your voice in my head. There's just no other way around it. But I've been diving into so many things, and in the course, a lot of times you're like, no, just be real. Like, there's a lot of lies that we're telling ourselves. And I realized, I journaled about what are the lies I tell myself. And I had a whole page full of stuff, and I read it back.
Was it drop the MF weight struggle?
Yes. I was like, what am I doing right now? I'm a little bit in each of them. And I listened to a couple and I'm like, okay, I have to finish this. And then I get intrigued by another one of your videos. And I'm like, damn it, I got to do this one. So there's so many that I want to do that there's literally not even enough time, but also there's no pressure for me to finish that. It's a daily thing. And as long as I'm journaling and I'm listening to your head daily, I get stronger and stronger and stronger. But I think the key difference is that this isn't about weight anymore. This is about my life, and it's about my lifestyle, and it's about being a badass bitch all around and being hot as fuck everywhere all the time. And the body will come. I just have to trust the process.
And we get tired. And we're going to get tired sometimes. The kids are going to get sick, and we're going to lose a family member. All those human things are going to happen. And that's why I say, stay incubated, because when you fully understand like what it's really like to be a human, whereas our whole lives we were taught like not to feel, not to cry, keep going, don't be a pussy, whatever. Like, once you fully accept your human experience and you understand that your current obstacle is the way out, like, oh, this fucking sucks, I just want to quit or whatever. Well, actually, that thing that makes you want to quit is the answer to getting what you want. As a result of implementing some things that's in the program so far, just kind of what's happened. I mean, have you money, relationship, like what are some things that's happened in a positive note since, the 4 weeks?
Since I started, of course, I've lost a solid 6 pounds, and I really don't care about the scale. I just happened to get on because I was like, I just want to one more motive metric. I just want to see where I'm at. I'm like, great, 6 pounds down. I've lost inches off my waist because my pants are all starting to get looser. I really just decided that numbers are a mind fuck for me. So I had to let that go. And so I haven't done every single measurement all the time. I just don't want to live like that. And I'm taking a different way of doing it. So, but I know that my weight is down, my pants fit better, my butt is more lifted and tightened. And these are just some of the physical things. I've had more money coming to me in different places that I was like, oh, I didn't think I got a bonus this month, but I did. I don't know how I got this bonus this month, but I did. How did I make it from this month to this month? This is our slower season. So how am I making this much money? And so it has really ramped up, especially in the past 3 weeks. I just keep sitting back and manifesting and keep positive things and keep pushing that out into the world. And I just keep knowing like and the more confident I get, the more weight I'm losing, the stronger I'm getting in the gym. I'm making gains with my body. I'm making gains with my mind. So many small things that are happening that are resonating large. And those symptoms that I'm having are going away. So I'm becoming a badass again.
What's hubby say, or what has he said?
Well, he thinks I'm spicy a little bit in general, but he did notice I was more depressed. But he's like, damn, he's like, you are like all about everything lately. And I'm like, yep. So he has said that it's nice that I've found something that has really helped me. And he was like, I don't know what this hot moms thing is. Is this a club? Like, what is this a book club? Like, what are you're reading books and you're doing these things? He was like, I'm not sure what that is, but you just keep hot momming it. So
I'm like, we need shirts. We need shirts. Skip said this before, like we need shirts for the guys that says, I'm just here for the hot moms.
Yes, I would take one for him. Yes.
I think everybody and their partner wants one, man. Because it's like your partner is going to thank you. Your kids are going to get a better parent. Your partners are going to get a better spouse. So
cool. And of course, my libido is up just because I'm happier. I have to start the hormone stuff. I had gotten my food test back. I'm working on eliminating things, which has been super helpful. But I have to do the hormones. I know after, I think 3 months of elimination. And so I know that will help like the rest of the way, but at least my libido is picked up. So my husband, of course, is very happy because he's just like, you just keep going to that book club. You just keep going and doing your thing.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I just love our guys. I do. I just appreciate our men because there's not a lot of, the men out there, there's a lot of insecure motherfuckers that want to keep beaten down. And I just love the good guys that want their women to be happy. I love it. So where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't take action and join?
If I didn't take action and join, today is Friday, I would probably I'd be at work and looking forward to just drinking this whole weekend. And now I know it's sad, but it is true. I mean, I would just have popcorn and movie night with my kids and get just wasted, probably out of my mind, and sleep and not pay any attention to my husband or kids or anything that's going on around me. And it's sad to admit that, but that is the truth. And
I live that way. I've been there. And it robs your life. The alcohol is a spirit that robs you. It's a literal spirit. My husband, he struggled with alcohol. I've had substance and alcohol. My mother was an alcoholic. It's just, and I watch people too with kids and they get hammered drunk and I'm like, you're not there, even though it may seem fun or whatever, you're not there, Yeah. It's so sad, but it's not that the alcohol is the problem. It's, and you're not addicted. You're addicted to numbing because just a lot you didn't get growing up. You got to give that yourself.
The trauma. The trauma.
Yeah, absolutely. And two, like how cool is it being in a group of women that's it's not fake. It's not like, yeah, you can do it. It's just kind of like real ass bitches, very powerful, may I say. That's kind
Mhm.
of like, hey, I'm moving through this. Like, I don't know. How would you describe the energy of the mastermind?
I love the energy of Mastermind. The women are wonderful. They're so helpful. People are there to be positive. Nobody's putting themselves down. But when you need to check yourself, the women are there to help you check yourself. They'll just
Yeah.
say, "Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?" And and usually it's to get you to think to get back on. But we're there to support. We're there to help everyone. I need the support as everyone else does, but I think it's wonderful. Like Casey, you are just as involved in the mastermind group as any one of the ladies. So you're always responding. Jackie's responding. Mary, they're all always responding. So if one of us ladies in there didn't respond, you know, you ladies always have some kind of response that is, you know, in depth, and you put something out there, and everyone, you know, we all are just so supportive. So I can't ask for a better group of women.
And it's not a whining. I've been in groups where a lot of women come there and whine, like, oh, and they're just whining. Like, it's not a whiny group. It is women will post their problem, asking for a solution, or like, hey, what did you go to clear this? Like, it's solution based and
Mhm.
aware. It's not whiny, like, I just need to vent. No, it's like, hey, here's what
No.
happened. What the fuck? I know this means something. Like, I can go here, but what would you recommend? Like, that's the energy of that.
We are just making recommendations on things that have helped us and just being supportive. So anyone that's in that group is most of these ladies are being supportive. We tell funny stories. We give, you know, some information. I mean, you know, women will talk about their libido. Like it's just, there's nothing is off topic. It's
You don't
wonderful
feel
to have
alone.
people.
You don't
Yeah.
feel I'm like, where was this when we had postpartum depression?
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
Yeah.
so I was creative. The last question, if there's anyone watching and they're on the fence about booking that strategy session, what would you say to them?
Oh my God. Don't be stupid like I was. I know I'm hating on myself right now, but you don't know what you're missing, number one. And number two, don't stop being a bitch and just get out there and be a badass. Like you need to stop whining and complaining and telling yourself lies. And don't worry about the money. The money will come. If you invest in yourself, the money is always going to come. It's always going to come back to you. There's just so much content in your course, Casey. It is worth every penny that I've spent. You get so much support, so many coaching calls. And this isn't a you pay it once and you're in, and there's you know nothing. You get a lifetime of that kind of support. So I feel like if you're hesitant at all and you want to sit on the sidelines, and sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else be a badass, because I see these women that are enrolling constantly and they are just killing it. And, you know, what are you doing? You're going to just sit there on the sidelines. You can either, you know, shit or get off the pot, get in the game or get out.
And it's
So,
and it's low key depression. The thing that they feel like they
yeah,
can't do it. There's self doubt and there's depression, and it's for a reason. It has been embedded in you. It is generational curses, and we can break those.
yes, 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 it is.
Yeah.
And I would say, go and do it. Just don't think about it. You're going to have a little, oh my gosh, what did I do? I just spent a bunch of money. That happens to everybody. It's completely normal because it's a big purchase, but you need to clear that shit. If you have that feeling, that just means you need to be there more. You need to clear that shit out and go in. Don't think about it. Just do it. You'll love it.
Just one little question I know women are going to want to ask. Just what's one of your favorite things, like food wise? I'm sweating the ass off. Food wise, that maybe you didn't know you could eat. Like, oh my God, we can eat this or something.
Fruity Pebbles. I know. It's awesome. After I worked out really hard, and I didn't realize, you know, I should have a protein shake with X amount of fat. I didn't know it was a thing to watch your fat, protein, and carbs.
Yeah.
After you've worked out, and you're like, no, you need carbs. Like you need carbs. So I don't know. I love a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, a bowl of cereal. The old me would have never eaten that stuff because it's sugar and it's too scary. You can't look at it as that. That's fuel for your body. And once in a while, I don't do it all the time, but I do like to have just straight sugar sometimes right to the system and get some straight up carbs. Who doesn't love that?
Oh, you feel so good after a workout. My kid yesterday, he was like, Mom, can I have the Fruity Pebbles right now? I'm like, son, yeah, that's just rice. It's got sugar on it, but it's rice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great,
it's just rice.
way better than eating like, cause he can't have gluten. It's way better than eating like something else, some shit we grew up eating, I'm like, yeah, it made it so bad. And then they'll be like, that's artificial, coloring and all that. And sometimes sure, if you can find the natural kind, but at the end of the day, it's like, if it's okay for your body, and you got to look at what you were eating, and it's all about the emotion and how you do it. So Fruity Pebbles. All right, we're going to bring a lot of people in with some Fruity Pebbles. So.
And the other thing I just wanted to say, when I wrote that post, I was like, these bitches got to stop being like me and just sitting on the sidelines and complaining, because you'll never accomplish anything if you're just complaining. Just quit sitting on the sidelines, jump in, number one, but also like pour a fucking cocktail. Don't feel bad about it. Do the one that you want to do. And that's it. You don't need to drink 10, but work it into your macros. Don't take the food and the weighing and the workout so seriously. Yes, do the work, but you don't need to live and die by every single little thing and beat yourself up about it. It's literally as easy as I ate this, it goes in here. I ate this, it goes in here. I did this workout, this is where it is. And you work on your mind. So don't make the workouts and the macros the center of everything you're doing. Make the mind work the center of everything you're doing. The macros and all that stuff is just as simple as writing it down.
So that's what Sherry is saying. So yeah, ma'am. Well, cool. I love your energy and I appreciate you. I'm so looking forward to just watching your transformation with your business and your health and everything. We're here for the good and we're here for the bad. So I appreciate your time and everything.
I appreciate you so much, Casey, and much love to you. I'm like, I just love you.
Well, thank you. And have a great weekend and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
This is it. I've got a free training, CaseyShip.com/register. Be sure to grab that and then join my free Facebook group and just reach out. Struggle is not required. So hit me up, CaseyShip.com/register. Talk to you soon.